Welcome students. In this video we are going to talk about the end behavior, and end behavior of a cubic function is what we will look at in this video. So basically the question we have here is y equals positive x cube. So the leading coefficient here is positive 1, and we know that the function is going to go from left to right, and the shape is actually different as compared to the functions in y equals x squared form. Here, you could have maximum number of x values or zeros of the functions you could have is 3. So basically what we look at is, again, in end behavior, we look at the two ends of the graph. We look at what is happening to the words the two ends. So here we can see that the end of, on the left hand side, the graph is going down, and on the right hand side of the graph is actually going up. So again, we cannot write in English words as our left and right, or end behavior of left hand side or right hand side of the function. We actually take a look at what is happening to the x values and what is happening to the y values and write the end behavior according to that. So here we are going to see what is happening on the left hand side. So the left hand side of the graph, I mean by this section. This section of the graph, let us take a look at it as x is moving towards this side. What do I mean by this side? That means x is becoming smaller and smaller and actually going towards negative infinity. What is happening to the y values on this side of the graph? They are also decreasing as we move on down to the graph. It is also going towards negative infinity. So I can write down that the end behavior towards the left side of the graph as x goes to negative infinity, over here as x goes to negative infinity, y approaches towards negative infinity also. All right, now let us take a look at the right hand side of the graph on this section as it is moving up. Now let us take a look at what is happening to the x values. The x values are actually going towards positive infinity, or they are increasing. So as x goes to positive infinity on the graph, what is happening to the y values? Let's take a look at the y values. It is something half of a parabola actually. So the y values are increasing and they are going towards positive infinity. So we can say that the y values are going towards positive infinity. Now let us take a look at another function, which is going to be, we are still looking at end behavior. So end behavior is going to be our topic here, and the question is going to be a little different this time. It is negative x cube. So the graph is actually having a negative sign this time, opposite to what we had last time. So we can say that the leading coefficient, or the number that is with the degree, is going to be negative. And again, this is an odd function. So we can write down that these type of function where the degree is odd number are called odd functions. And the basically they are actually towards the origin is what their shape is going to be. So let's see what the shape of the graph for the negative function is going to be. Something similar to what we had, and it is going about the origin. So you can even graph the function. If you're not sure about the shape of the function, you can graph it on your TI calculator or on Desmos and check the graph of the function. It basically flattens out here, and the more the higher powers of the x, the degree is higher odd powers, it's going to become even more and more flatter towards the origin. So this is an odd function because the degree is an odd number here, you can see. Now let us take a look at and we also, another feature we can say is it is reflecting about the origin. Reflects about the origin. So what is origin? Origin is 0, 0, and this is the point it is reflecting about, that is the origin. Now let us take a look at the end behavior of the function or the graph. So left and right, we are going to check two behaviors because it has the left side of the graph and right side of the graph. So left is going to be this, and the right side is this. So let us take a look at the left side. On the left side, we are seeing that x is becoming smaller and smaller, so we know that x is going towards negative infinity. But as x is going towards negative infinity, what is happening to the y values? The y values are increasing and they're actually going towards positive infinity this time. So we can say in the left, the end behavior of the function on left hand side is that as x approaches negative infinity, y approaches positive infinity, opposite of the last one. Now here on the right hand side, let us study the end behavior of the function on the right hand side. What is happening on the right hand side? We can clearly see that x values are becoming higher. So it is, we can say it's going to positive infinity. Now as x values are becoming higher, let's see what is happening to the y values. The y values, if I keep on putting, increasing the function here, the y values are decreasing because they are going to be somewhat similar to values on the y-axis decreasing. So I can write down that as x approaches positive infinity, the y values approach negative infinity for this given function, and that is how you'll put your end behavior of the